Good pizza. Yeah, that's what we're all about. Fat men love pizza. Fat men trying to get skinny. Well, we still love pizza. So, hey guys, I want to welcome you back to this crazy little episode. I'm about to create a carnivore pizza. Now, this is something I made, let's see, a couple of weeks back, and I totally didn't record it because I didn't know how it was going to turn out, but it was a complete success, and I absolutely loved it. So, today we're going to be doing a video on how to make the carnivore chicken crust pizza, and it's super simple. So what I'm going to be using today is just a couple cans of just canned chicken. Now I do have to drain this chicken, and some of the other videos say to drain your chicken and then put it on a piece of parchment paper and put it in the oven for 15-20 minutes and let it dry out quite a bit. Well, I found out that since I screwed up the situation in the first place and I didn't notice that step in the process, I just made the crust and put it in the oven for like an extra 20 minutes, and that's really all I needed. So I think the prep time for the crust itself was 10 to 15 minutes, and then I had to add some extra time just to get it to dry out, just like you would if you were to dry out the chicken beforehand, if that makes any sense at all. But the ingredients necessary, of course, is the canned chicken. Now you can always use rotisserie chicken as well, and however much is in the size of this can was actually the perfect amount. So I'm not sure if this is like a cup or a cup and a half, but this size can here is what I bought at Walmart, and this works just fine. This is chunk chicken breast with rib meat, and you can see that right there. And that worked out for the perfect ratio. Now I put 2 of these cans in a large mixing bowl. You're gonna have to have a large mixing bowl. Put the cans, after draining it, put in there, and then we're gonna add just 2 eggs. And then our herbs and spices, which include garlic, salt, onion powder, a little bit of Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, basically anything you would want in a pizza dough. So, I mean, that type of flavor is what helps make the pizza dough actually taste like pizza dough, like real pizza dough, and it's hard to tell the difference. And the other secret ingredient is just this simple bag of Parmesan cheese. Now, this is just the cheap stuff I bought at Walmart. It was only like $1.50 or something like that per package, and I only needed 1 package per pizza dough that I was making. So that worked out quite well. Now, about 2 to 3 cups of mozzarella cheese, and I was going to put pepperoni on this pizza, except for the wife got into the pepperonis and I don't have any more. So we're just going to make a chicken crust carnivore cheese pizza today. And I did buy Victoria organic sauce, and I only used a little bit of this. This is all I used it for, was the last pizza I made, so it doesn't take very much sauce. You'll see. Just give me a minute. All right, so after that, you just draining the water out of the chicken, just toss it in one of these. And then the next step's pretty simple. We're just gonna add the cheese. The entire package works just fine. Then we're gonna add all the spices we already have mixed up in this bowl. Then we're gonna be adding 2 eggs. Okay, and literally all you have to do is just mix this stuff up the best you can. And I will be using my hand here in just a minute, but I'm trying to get the egg all incorporated in here. Now, if you want, you can also add a little bit of mozzarella into this mix, and either way, with how it is right here, it'll bind together just fine, and it'll actually have a bread-like texture, and will actually look just like bread when it's all said and done. So now that I got that somewhat mixed in, I'm gonna get my hands dirty. That's the annoying part when you're trying to run a camera at the same time. And my cat is destroying stuff over there, because that's what my cats do when I'm making videos. So they get real curious and they wanna see. So just get your hands in there, and you just wanna mash this stuff up really good. Just get in there and just squeeze it real tight. You're getting all that egg worked in there, getting all that cheese mixed in. And then another important thing to have is some parchment paper. Now, I've never even had parchment paper in the house until I started doing Carnivore. That wasn't even a thing on my radar, was to get parchment paper. And I guess I could have been using it all these years for doing a lot of other things that I like to do. But yeah, I just didn't know any better. So parchment paper helps keep a lot of things clean, like pans and other cookware and stuff like that when you're doing crazy projects like this. So, okay, I'm gonna go wash my hands, and then we're gonna get the parchment paper ready on a cast iron plate is what I'm gonna be using today, and we'll go from there. All right, this is a super simple process. It's just one of my little cast iron pizza plates. Just get that laid out like so. And then you just take your wonderful mess in there and just dump it out. Get everything onto the parchment paper. And I'm one of those people that like to get every little bit out if I possibly can. But okay, now comes the fun part, is to actually make the pizza. So you want to get everything like all centered up in the middle. And this really isn't as bad as you think it is. I did put a little bit of mozzarella cheese in there just because I didn't try that last time. I wanted to see how it was going to come out this time. But now if you want to make it round, the key is to use your hand like on the side right here, and then push to your hand, and then try to get it as flat as possible, making it pretty close to about a ½ inch thick when it's all said and done. And this worked out really, really well. I was so happy with the other pizza, the way it turned out, because I love pizza, and it's just one of those things I have always loved to eat ever since I was a little kid. And this stuff is so forgiving. It's just easy to flatten out and press into a nice round shape. But also, while you're doing this, it's important to get your oven started at 435 degrees. Get that thing preheated while you're doing this, so you can just get ready to toss this right in the oven when you're done. See how I'm pressing in the middle right now? Try to push it out. If any of it starts to come apart a little bit, you just put your hand right over there and stop it from moving, and then just press down around it, and it just seals it right up. And it works out really, really well. Now I'm just going to go over and check all the spots to make sure if I got any high spots. I'm just going to try to press it a little more. If you see that little splitting, again, you just put your hand there to support it while you're pressing it out. And this is about half the thickness of my pinky, so it's not quite a ½ inch, maybe a ¼ inch. You don't want it super thick, unless of course that's what you like, is super thick. I'm just going to work my way around this, and you see here we just basically made a circular pizza. But the funny thing is I can't work well with regular pizza dough, even though I love pizza. I've never been able to work well, and I'm sorry, you got to move. I've never been able to work well with regular pizza and dough in the past, so I mean, this seems to work out pretty good for me. So now we just need to wait on the oven and get this in the oven. And this is what it looks like here. Now I did put a little bit of garlic powder on the top, and I just love garlic powder. It's just amazing stuff. So we're gonna get that popped in the oven, and we're gonna start out with setting the timer for approximately 15 minutes. And then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check on it and see how it feels. Now when you go to check on it, I just touch it. If it feels a little damp or moist, then I just set the timer for a little bit longer. So for right now, we're gonna set you for 15 minutes. We're gonna let that thing run, and we'll be back to check on it in a little bit. Okay, the timer went off. Let's go check it out. see what happens here. This might need a little bit longer, and it does look a little moist around the edges here. Yeah, it's definitely gonna need a little bit longer. So we're gonna set that timer for an additional 10 minutes. So we set it for 15 minutes the first time. We're gonna set it for another 10. And whoop, come back and check on that in a little bit. So ultimately what I'm looking for is a nice golden brown kind of on the top, and then once it starts looking like that, then we can get ready to start building the pizza. Oh, went off again. Gotta go check this out. See what we got here. Okay, that's kind of what we're looking for there. See how the top's all nice and browned? That should be feeling pretty good. Yeah, that feels nice and dry on top. That's kind of what you want right there. So we're gonna pop that out. Then we're gonna start building this pizza. All right, this is perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now this parchment paper is really slippery. Not too keen on using that. So, all right, we're gonna get a little bit of marinara sauce on here first, just to get everything started. Then we're just gonna add the cheese, because that's all we have left since everybody ate my pepperoni. So, I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4 spoons. These just a small spoon. And we're just gonna spin this around. Looks like I'm gonna need a little bit more. So 5 spoons. How about 6 spoons? Yeah, we're gonna do about 6 spoons. Okay, because I like my sauce to be like, almost like touching the edge. Now you guys can make this however you want. But yeah, I definitely like my sauce like right out on the edge, almost to the edge in most cases. Okay, that's it for that. Now we just need to add the cheese. Like I said, just 1 regular cereal bowl of cheese. Just gonna dump that right in the middle. Carefully get it spread around. Try not to make a super huge mess, because then you gotta clean it up. But I guess that's the nice part about parchment paper, is it just makes everything a little bit easier to clean. I'm not against that. Actually, I'm kind of for that. So that appears to be the exact right amount of cheese, is whatever fits in this bowl here. And hopefully I don't make cheese soup that's just spilling all over the place, and that's a possibility here because I tend to put too much cheese on things. Okay, everything there looks pretty good. Now I do like a little bit of extra Italian seasoning on the top, just kind of to bring that flavor out. And there is Italian seasoning inside the crust, and there's also oregano in there as well. So, I mean, like, you guys season up your pizzas however you want. Pizzas are fun. And if you're not dealing with the dough, then you're not necessarily dealing with all the carbs that comes along with it. So, yeah. Get this back in the oven. And hopefully we don't throw it on the floor by accident. Now we're just gonna let that run for about 12 minutes. And then we'll come back again and check on it just like before. And hopefully we'll have us a yummy pizza by the time we're done here. Let's go check it out. Oh yes. Oh, okay. I'm thoroughly happy with that. That looks fabulous. We're gonna bust it out and see what that's all about, because that looks good. See about carefully getting this out of the oven. Oh, that looks so good. Yeah, I figured I put too much cheese on there. Okay, there we have it. That is pretty good looking pizza there. The old trusty pizza cutter out. Get ready to cut this bad boy up here. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I like to let my pizza sit for a little bit, just to let it kind of calm down. After all, it is sitting on a on a cast iron plate. So that cast iron plate's gonna keep it piping hot for quite a while. So if you enjoyed my dirty kitchen for a little while and found this video useful, you know, please subscribe to the channel and by all means comment down below how ridiculous you thought this recipe was. Because after all, I'm not a cooking channel. I'm just, you know, doing this for fun, and people asked me to share what I did a couple days ago when I made this pizza previously, and this is probably one of the worst attempts I've ever had at trying to make a pizza. Because I don't have any of the meats, I don't have anything I wanted to add on top. But anyways, we got everything set up, and hopefully this is gonna be absolutely delicious. That is very hot. This is probably the most important part of this process, is how does this crust hold up to the weight of all that cheese? Well, there you go. I mean, it just does. That looks like a normal pizza to me. I mean, I don't know about to you guys, but that looks like a normal pizza to me. Oh. Yep. And it's so much healthier. And if you don't tell people that this pizza right here is made out of chicken, chances are they're not going to know the difference. So yeah, just put your spices and stuff into the crust, get it all mixed up, pop it in the oven. It really doesn't take that long to prepare, and it's not an extremely messy process in comparison to getting the flour and all that other, you know, pizza dough out and trying to make a pizza that way. I mean, or you could just get the kind that's frozen in the pizza aisle, but they're full of all kinds of other stuff that you don't necessarily want. And like I said, you can always use rotisserie chicken to do this same thing, or you can get your own chicken some other different way and use that type of chicken to make this same crust, and you're not going to have the added ingredients that some of the canned chicken comes with as well. So yeah, there are other ways of making this a little bit more healthy. Also getting the not shredded mozzarella is always going to be a little bit healthier than getting pre-shredded mozzarella, because they use potato starch in that to prevent caking and stuff like that. So you can even improve on that aspect as well. But all in all, I like this idea. This does cure whatever pizza cravings I have, and it's extremely filling because you can actually eat the crust here plus all the toppings, and 1 or 2 slices typically fills me up completely. I don't need to eat an entire pizza like I used to feel like when I was eating traditional carb pizza and, you know, gluten-filled pizza. I mean, I don't even know what a gluten is, but I hear it's not very good for you, and people don't do so well with glutens. But yeah, this is a great solution for those people that are suffering from eating disorders and stuff like that. And you can eat this, get more protein, and have a lot less digestive issues in your entire body. So this is just a win-win, I think. Yeah. Okay. Just like that, I'm stuffed. Yeah, we're full. Good pizza. Yeah, that's what we're all about. Fat men love pizza. Fat men trying to get skinny. Well, we still love pizza, so you gotta kind of love pizza still, and just figure out a different way of making your pizza.